Welcome back, sports fans, to Sports Talk is McKinney. Of course, we were talking earlier about it's Thanksgiving week. There's so many things that you can be thankful for. A lot of the sports teams that we talked about that have been such big surprises this year are so thankful to have some of the players they have. However, this segment, we're going to talk about something a little different. We're going to talk about those players that their teams are not thankful to have around. Basically, I'm just going to say it. It's just players that are just complete morons on and off the field, are morons of the week when it comes to the world of sports. And my moron of the week is going to be Johnny Manziel.
And he could win many weeks.
Johnny Football, since going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, has just been an utter disappointment. Of course, he did have a few highlights a few weeks back, but the Cleveland Browns went from, they're 2-8 this season, and he threw for about 370 yards against the Steelers. So it's, it looked like he was coming around, hadn't really gotten in trouble. But then word out of Cleveland this week, of course, a video came out with him partying at clubs in Austin, Texas during the bye week. And instead of just coming out and being honest about it with his coach, he said it was an old video that was, from years and years ago. And, Manziel basically just lied to the organization. And with a lot of the issues, of course, he had an issue with being pulled over due to possibly being intoxicated. But Manziel just took the opportunity. It took him a while to finally get that starting nod. He got that starting nod. It seemed like he was starting to come around. And then as soon as he got it, just a couple weeks later, he ended up losing it, throwing it away. He's been demoted now to third stringer. I don't know if he plays again as quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, because I think they're about done with messing with Manziel. A report came out today that Jerry Jones, of all people, would pick up Manziel if he became available.
Sounds about right.
Sounds like he would fit in with the Greg Hardys and Des Bryants and that complete mess down in Dallas. But Johnny Manziel has all the talent, but he just seems like he's missing something in the head, Mike.
I know how you feel, Dave, and I don't have to go too far away from my favorite team. Of course, in the last segment, talked about how baseball is my favorite, and the Dodgers are, for anybody that's listened to any of our broadcasts. In fact, our most listened to broadcast was about Major League Baseball, wasn't it, Dave?
That's right. That was our record-breaking podcast.
And we were talking about the playoffs and everything, and as the winter meetings are upon us and teams are talking about trading, of course the Dodgers are always asking, are you going to trade Yasiel Puig? He's a major talent. He's got a body that would seem to lend you to believe that he would be hitting about 35 or 40 home runs a year, hitting 250, 300 at least. The 250 part has been there, but the single-digit home runs and the injuries have also been there. And okay, if that's your game, that's your game. But the cockiness and the arrogance is starting to wear on the players. And I'll be the first to say that when he first came to the Dodgers, he lit a fire underneath them. And the only player to come in their first year in National League history to be named National League Player of the Month and National League Rookie of the Month in their first month in the majors. And so this, that's all well and good, but you got to keep it up. And when you get, and this is a problem, Plaxico Burress, seems like he could have been taught this lesson when the gun fell out of his sweats back in New York a few years ago. Stop going to clubs. You guys get paid millions of dollars a year. Puig is on a contract that is very beneficial to the team. They would like to keep him 6 years, $48 million. That's cheap. $42 million. It's only $7 million a year. nothing compared to what many contracts are today. Of course, $7 million, obviously, a lot of money. But, come on, man. You shove your sister down in a nightclub, you get in a brawl with a bouncer, you got a busted lip and bruises on your face, the other guy does too. He's not going to press charges, but the league doesn't matter. Not matter, the league doesn't care. You don't have to have charges pressed against you when you're pushing your girlfriend or in this case, pushing your sister during some fight. Just stay away from the bar. The alcohol probably won't enter your system. There probably won't be a fight like that. And it definitely won't involve a bouncer the news is going to get back to the league office and they're going to fine you. So now if the Dodgers do want to trade him, they were going to be trading low in the first place. They're going to be trading mighty low now. So I would call it Yasiel Puig is my douche of the week.
Well, Mike, you hit it right, the nail right on the head when you mentioned stay away from nightclubs. Johnny Manziel, of course, he went to rehab last year. He, just could not tell the truth to his coaches and say, yes, I was partying, I wasn't supposed to. Instead of being responsible and owning up to it, instead he tells friends to lie.
Be a man.
He lies himself. He lies to the coach. A quarterback has to earn the trust of his team, and all the great things that Manziel had done in building that trust back just seemed to throw away, and disruptive players like a Manziel and a Puig just continue to disrupt their teams from getting where they're wanting to be. And it's unfortunate because Puig is very talented. When he came in, you're thinking this is the next Bo Jackson.
Right.
But, maybe too much too quick. It went to his head. Manziel came in. It was so easy for him in college. He didn't take the preparation that you need to be an NFL quarterback into account. And, he's been an average quarterback who, for all the good things he was doing earlier this year, gaining trust back and then performing very well against Pittsburgh, throwing for 370 yards, thought he was turning the table, but then to fall back in the same juvenile, childish things that he was doing, the Cleveland Browns just have to be so frustrated with Manziel. Of course, their GM hasn't said that he said never say never to him playing again, but Josh McCown or someone's going to have to really mess up for Johnny Manziel to get back on the field. And, Puig, it's going to be a lot of drama with them. So.
The Browns don't need Johnny Football to go 2-8. They can go 2-8 with or without him.
Yeah, and Manziel has just not brought the excitement to the NFL and, been a very big disappointment so far in his NFL career. And he has a problem. If he's been through rehab and he's put on all this spotlight and he cannot keep from going out and partying, drinking when he's supposed to be an NFL quarterback. And I don't have a problem with you going out partying and drinking, but be responsible about it. And if your coach asks you about it, you tell the coach the truth. You're not in high school anymore. He needs to grow up. Puig needs to grow up. Puig is definitely the douche of the week. And Manziel, to me, is the moron of the week. And both of those teams, for all the great things that, we talked about earlier on a lot of the players who are helping some of these teams be successes, you wonder why the Dodgers and the Browns have not won championships in a long time. It's having players like this around, and maybe it's time for them to go.
Maybe.
And we'll be back with our rant of the week to finish up another record-breaking podcast of Sports Talk is McKimmie.